Hello and welcome to Triple Tap Gaming, a podcast about games, industry and culture. We are your hosts Azan,
Deep,
and Izhar.
Excellent. Right, let's get into this. It has been a long time.
It's been ages, almost a month, you know.
Very long time.
We're still alive. We haven't passed away.
Yeah, we're still around. I mean, there's a good reason why it's been a month. Izhar, do you want to explain why it's been a month?
I have been away for a month making YouTube videos with a mate of mine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just thought, hey, yo, we're really bored. Let's just meet up. Let's just meet up and
Live together.
make the link up last a whole month and just make YouTube videos. And yeah, it was fun. We just hung out every day and just made YouTube videos as much as we could. We even streamed a little bit too, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
If you guys are listening to this, definitely check it out. The channel is called 5040.
Yeah.
Spelt literally FIFTY FORTY. Did I spell that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
5040.
Okay.
Perfect.
So yeah, imagine if I can spell those words, that'd be embarrassing. But yeah, so make sure you guys check out that channel. So absolutely worth it.
Really appreciate it.
Yep, podcast starring two of our Smash Bros competitors, Chavez and Izhar, who is currently on the chat right now.
There we go.
Well, yeah, I have been here since the beginning.
Speaking of Smash Bros competitors, we are now also into season 2 of the Triple Tap Smash League. We had our first match day about a week ago, and we'll be back again. By the time this is out, we'll have already been on match day 2.
Yeah.
But again, if you're listening to this, make sure you check out our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Triple Tap Gamings with an S, because I couldn't take Triple Tap Gaming, so
I was taken.
I had to add an S at the end, which I don't know if that was the best option, but do check us out on there as well. CTSR Season 2 is looking pretty good, actually. I'm very happy with how it's been going.
Yeah, it's actually looking really good. I think we've all improved since Season 1, and also the admin and just the visuals and just everything. Yeah. Mainly due to Azan's efforts. It looks really good. Even ours. He just dabbed.
Did you just dab?
No. Yeah, I dabbed.
Oh, no. This is why Azam was a school teacher previously.
What is going on?
He's like /fellow kids material. Like, I'm hip. I know kids.
Hello, how do you do, fellow kids?
Oh my god, guys, admin. It's sick, honestly. So you guys should tune in. We do it on Mondays or Tuesdays, depending on availability. And yeah, it's pretty sick. So come through if you guys are free.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Watch me get my ass handed to me. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
That's our self-promo's done. We haven't self-promote. Yeah. To be fair, we never usually self-promote on this podcast, so
that's true.
I think we're allowed a couple here and there. Mm-hmm. But what's been going on in gaming? What's been going on in the gaming world?
Well,
Deeb, got any news for us?
There's been some releases. Monster Hunter Rise, It Takes Two, Outriders. I've played one of those. I've bought one of those, and I have not played Outriders.
Okay. It Takes Two is really good, by the way. I was actually playing today. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's a real it's just a cheery. It just reminds me of a Little Big Planet.
Really,
that's the vibes that
because I've not played it, so I don't know. I have no idea anything about it. So
Little Big Planet vibes and purely co-op experience with a good friend of yours.
Do you know who the developer is?
Yes, that would be. Blank a point. I think I'm wrong.
Okay, okay, fine,
I'm completely wrong.
The guys that did A Way Out, right?
Was it Blank Point?
Say guys.
Okay.
Was it? What are they called? It's not Blank Point. That's not even
Blue Point.
That's going to bug you now. Why don't you Google it quickly before it bugs you out?
Check or not.
But in the meantime, we'll talk about some other stuff.
Yeah.
If you remember it, just scream it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Blank Point. We're like, okay, what the fuck?
I was thinking of Blue Point, and they were the ones who did the Demon Souls reboot.
Yeah. They do all the ports and other stuff, right?
It's not.
So I've actually bought A Way Out. I've been meaning to play it, but as you know,
A Way Out.
The game
It Takes Two, even.
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
A Way Out
okay.
is their first game, which is also really good. But
God, we're really off the ball today, aren't we?
A Way Out was fantastic as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I bought it, and naturally, I'm one of those guys that buy a game or buy a game console, barely touch it, but the younger sibling will do all of that and reap the rewards. of
You
your
say
hard
you
work.
say
He
yo-
has been
you
playing
say-
it, he has
you
been
say-
playing it, yeah.
You say younger sibling as if he's like 10 years old.
This
He's a
guy's
full
like
man.
19.
He's a full man.
19 is still a
full head of
teenager. Within,
hair.
you're not an adult
It's not-
until you get a
not
job.
official.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah.
Unis,
Yeah.
you don't have responsibility then either. Let's be honest
You-
here.
Do you know what? I
you
still
heard the
want to get
take here
Monster Hunter,
first.
by the way. I still
Yeah,
want to
so
get
do
Monster
I,
Hunter.
actually.
So
So do
to
I.
be honest, since I've moved back now, I think I should get it. We should all play it on
Yeah,
stream.
okay, fine. To be fair, okay, if you're gonna get it, then I'll get it.
Deal.
I already
Fine.
have it. And here's the thing, Azan, okay, so one really cool thing about It Takes Two is that you only need one person to buy the game, and the other person can play it for free.
Yep.
So what you could do
okay,
is you
yeah,
could
okay.
download a
Oh,
free
we were
version
talking
of the
about
game.
We were talking about Monster Hunter, but I take. your
Oh,
point.
Monster Hunter. Oh, we didn't even mention Monster Hunter at any point.
Oh, where are we today?
All right, okay.
No, we did mention Monster Hunter just now.
Yeah, we did. You were just speaking about it.
I didn't hear the words Monster Hunter, guys. Come on.
We have literally all lost the
So
plot.
another release, which only I care about, is
Hey,
The
I've got it
Binding
as
of
well.
The Binding of Isaac Repentance
Ah.
DLC.
Oh yeah, I don't
which
care about that. Yeah. at all.
4 years. I love roguelites. And The Binding of Isaac, I have like hundreds of hours in that game. Amazing game. Final DLC expansion pack came after 4 years. Been
Yeah.
playing that. It's been amazing.
Great, that's really interesting.
Also,
content,
Monster
thanks for
Hunter
that.
Rise is really good. I like the part where you can play as Spider-Man and just zip through the stage and beat the shit out of giant rabbits. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Lovely.
Nice.
Anything
okay.
else though? Anything else? Like
Well, here's a big one. E3 got announced.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
didn't it?
It's. I don't know whether or not it's still going to be in person or if it's going to be online only. I think
It's online
No, it's
only.
online
It's a
only,
virtual
yeah.
only event, accessible to everyone, free at the point of access. It's going to be nice and interactive.
Easy.
We got some big name studios like Nintendo, Microsoft,
No Sony though,
Konami.
yeah?
No Sony. I'm concerned about that. If
But they have
anything,
Yes.
their State of Play now, isn't it?
they've got State
Yeah,
of
I mean-
Play, but that's fine. Sony ditched the last year's E3 and the years before.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah, they
There wasn't
they
E3
ditched
last
last year's E3,
Was there?
but then
was there
last
last
year's
year?
E3 also got cancelled because of
yeah. Well, yeah. it
the
doesn't
the
matter, yeah.
pancake that happened.
Yeah.
The global pancake. But yeah, that's the situation. Looking
There's
forward
been some
to it.
interesting movements around Sony recently as well. So, you were telling me about this earlier, Deep, about
Yeah, it's
MLB the
actually
show.
so funny. Yeah, so Major League Baseball, the show, usually actually made by PlayStation Studios, is published by them. So Sony literally like makes it. It's a Sony first-party title, exclusive title, and it's coming to Xbox Game Pass.
This, you know what? This is starting to like Sony's whole hold on exclusives. I mean, we've talked about this previously, but Sony's hold on exclusives is starting to get a little bit tetchy now because a lot of their like upcoming exclusives are going to PC. Previous exclusives
Yeah.
are going to PC, and then you know this is happening. Like, I don't know if this exclusive strategy is going to hold out long term.
I think the thing with exclusives is a lot of exclusives are just naturally going to PC anyway. But as far as consoles go, it's not going to go to other consoles. It's going to go to PC. Like even with Monster Hunter Rise, it's exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, but after a year, it'll come to PC.
It'll come to PC, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I mean, the thing that's in Sony's favor, as far as I know from the figures, but PS5 has outsold
Yeah.
the new Xbox consoles.
However, I am starting to warm up to Xbox a lot more because I think
I'm definitely going to get a Series S pre-owned at some point because
Yeah.
it's just worth it. The Game Pass,
Game
is
Pass
worth it.
machine.
The Game Pass is really good. Like
the
I
dream.
have it right now. I got 3 months for £1, right? And I'm thinking of actually renewing it for another month because they keep on updating with these great games that I want to get around to playing. Recently, I played Man of Medan, which was janky AF, but I had the opportunity to play it for free.
Yeah.
Which
Well, for £1 a month.
I could have paid for it and it would have been crap.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
my favorite discovery on Game Pass was Forza Horizon 7.
Was it?
Oh,
was it?
yeah.
Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Good
Not
stuff,
Dragon
dude.
Quest 11 S.
No, I mean, I played that for 10 minutes as well.
Horizon 4, by the way, I'm pretty sure. No.
But, yeah, no, Forza's. I can't wait to play Forza again if I get an Xbox, to be honest.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I think with Sony, like obviously Microsoft is like, all right, games up the wazoo, as many games as possible, turning into like the Netflix of video games. Whereas Sony's gonna focus on like high quality, massive production.
Minimum a 9 out of 10,
Game of the Year award-winning titles. I think that's what
yeah.
their selling point
Is
is.
is Ghost of Tsushima a Sony exclusive as well?
Yes.
Crazy,
It's made by
that's
Sucker
mad.
Punch.
Yeah.
The
That's
guys
I
that
haven't
did
played it yet.
Infamous.
I want to play it. I think
Yeah.
I
Man,
should
I'm
play it
going
next.
to finish God of War. I'm going to get it, but there's the thing. I mean, they're making some unbelievable games, and I mean, you can't fault the strategy.
How you finding God of War, by the way?
Oh, amazing!
Back into it? Yeah.
Oh, so
I'm
good.
so glad.
And, like,
Okay.
I'm happy to hear it.
especially on like 60 FPS, 4K, the
With
TV
ray tracing on and everything.
Oh, it is just a magic thing. Do you know what it is? Sometimes I feel like it's almost like having like cheese, like really good quality cheese, because like it's so good, but you can't have too much of it in one go because it's such a good experience that I don't want to just pick it. You know, like sometimes when you play games, like sometimes you just kind of pick up and play like a bit random 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour,
Yeah.
whatever. And it's just like you're not like in the mode to just. I feel like the way that Sony makes games now is almost like an experience, and I want to do justice to the experience by making sure that I'm ready to be fully immersed. I know you're not going to agree with that, Azal, but yeah.
It's almost
I get
like
that.
they want their games not only to win Game Awards, but like Academy Awards, you know? Like,
Yeah.
they want their games to get an Oscar.
Best soundtrack ever.
Yeah,
From
literally,
this
yeah.
artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Which I really
greatest
respect
collection
that.
of sounds ever put
I
together
think-
in one place.
I think they absolutely, like, obviously, like, Naughty Dog is like their main, like, big company that produces, like, gems, and obviously, like, with Last of Us.
Yeah.
As it turns
Ooh,
out,
well, yeah.
they're
Yes.
remaking The Last of Us?
Which I'm very shocked by that. I'm very shocked.
Okay.
It's very perplexing.
Let me tell you why I think I was shocked, because I played The Last of Us less than a year ago again. Holds up completely fine.
The
Looks
remaster,
amazing.
right?
Everything's still perfect. As good as the first time I played it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Especially the
So
remastered
there was
version. Like,
no
there's
need.
there's no need.
Yeah.
But so
I played it on PS4.
but here's the thing, right? So they've obviously got Last of Us remastered, but they're going to remake it.
Yeah.
But what's the
Yeah.
point?
What's that, a
I think-
remake?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? I just think they just know how beloved it is, and I think a lot of people missed out on it because it came out on the PS3.
But there's no point. They've got the PS4 version, which is the
PS4.
HD, like...
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, is it not on the PS5 thing as
Well,
well?
you can
Yeah,
get the Last of Us
PlayStation
remastered
Plus
PS5.
thing.
It's not. Is it on the collection?
Yeah, it's on the
I don't think it's on the. It's on the collection.
It's on the collection.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah, it's gotta
So
be.
what's the
Everyone
point?
has
Yeah, yeah.
access to the game.
It's very
But
strange.
I am not complaining because I love it. I love The Last of Us. I think it's
Yeah.
an amazing game. So why not play
But
the
a
same
remake
experience, but
would be
enhanced?
interesting if they make it really different and they remake it from scratch. Like a
Well,
whole
if they
new
do the Final
engine.
Fantasy,
Yeah.
then maybe,
Well, look, all this debating brings us into our topic for today,
Yeah.
which is remakes, reboots, and remasters.
Yeah.
And I've got another question that we're going to consider as we go along, which is: have developers run out of ideas?
Wow.
So
Yes.
we'll get into that. But the first thing I want to tackle before we get to that, I don't want you to answer just yet. So let's think it through. But I want to tackle this first question, which is first of all, what is the difference? Because we've just talked about Last of Us remastered and stuff like that. First of all, what is the difference between a remake, a reboot, and a remaster?
Well, from my knowledge, a remake is the game but completely remade from the ground up. So new engine, new graphics, new team behind it, everything, or whatever, for a new console, a new piece of hardware. So it's a retelling of the same story, but in a completely
New.
ground up package.
Yeah.
Remastered is like, oh, let's just make it 1080p, 60 FPS. That's the
Add
way
a
it
few
is.
extra
That's how
features
I
here
see
and
it.
there. Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we
All
got
DLC
some extra
included.
DLC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it look shiny.
Was it? So remake, remaster, and reboot. Reboot is very interesting because it can be a bit of both. So a reboot can be a remake, or it can happen in the middle of a franchise as well. But it's basically they're restarting the story essentially, and
A
that can be
reimagining.
considered the number one, but it's not necessarily a remake of the original game.
Do you know what? I tell
Yeah.
you what, that was a very good job. You did very well there. That was a very nice,
Yeah.
clear definitional difference. Okay,
I think
fine then.
Also, the
go ahead.
difference between a reboot and a remaster is a remake is, I think a remake generally stays a lot more faithful to the franchise, to the original
tries
one,
to
and tries to
at
just
least,
bring
yeah.
it over to the modern day, especially in gaming, because technology changes so quickly. Even in the last 10 years, the difference between like a PS3 and a PS5 is insane. So I can imagine some PS3 games being remade, like Uncharted would have been a much more logical game to remake than Last of Us.
Yes. Why?
You know?
Yeah, that's a fair
It makes
point.
no
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
dude, 'cause that's
Uncharted
definitely
remake would be
outdated now.
yeah.
And a fantastic game that a lot of people missed out on. Like, a lot of people just didn't play the Uncharted series because
Yeah.
it came out quite early in the PS3.
Yeah, I never
lifespan.
played number 1. I played
There you go.
two onwards, but yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to see 1 and 2 like
Yeah, and
Exactly.
one was
Yeah.
really
I think
good.
because
Like,
Uncharted was one
you
of
know,
the first
Tomb
PS3
Raider.
games to come out, so it just jumped on from the PS2 stuff. So yeah, it was very like it does feel a lot more dated. So that would make sense as a remake. Whereas a reboot is a far more of a reimagining, so it doesn't have to stay true. They're not trying to. They're kind of putting their own spin on a franchise, essentially, like you do with
It's
movies.
a bit weird for The Last of Us again because they still have to release factions, if you know what that is. So The Last of Us 2 was meant to have multiplayer in it.
Yeah.
But they said it was going to be a standalone release from my knowledge that they are still developing and they're going to release it. And before they've even released that, they're announcing another Last of Us. I think they're kind of milking it. And they're doing a movie as well. They're really milking this
HBO
franchise.
show,
They're really-
that's
Kinda
going to be
worried
good
just a little
though.
bit.
I'm actually excited for the HBO show.
well,
Got Pedro
fingers crossed. Let's hope
Pascal
so.
as
Let's hope so.
Joel, which is very good casting. Plus, it's from the guy that directed or produced the Chernobyl show on HBO. So
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. That was fantastic. So he knows how to do atmosphere for sure.
yeah,
They might. I heard similarly, just off topic, that there's going to be a Ghost of Tsushima movie as well.
yes, there is. There is going to be a Ghost of Tsushima movie. Because here's the thing:
Sony
PlayStation,
cinematic universe.
obviously owned by Sony, and Sony have an
DCU.
entire film division, so they're obviously
SCU.
making the Sony Pictures, like Sony PlayStation Studios.
Yeah.
Like
Sony
they've got
Cinematic
their
Universe, yeah.
movie studios, so it'd be interesting. They've had some duds.
Yeah.
We talked about those, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you think between the three, between a remake, a remake, between a remake, a reboot, and remaster, do you think there's a preferred naturally preferred option?
For me, it would be a reboot. Because
Oh, really? I didn't expect that answer.
Yeah.
Why?
I really like DMC. DMC Devil May Cry, Emo Dante.
interesting.
I thought it was really good. Everyone hated on it. Everyone slayed it. The gameplay was fantastic.
it does hold up. The gameplay's sick.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. I prefer DMC gameplay over DMC 5, and I love the visual direction of DMC Devil May Cry.
Okay.
Do you know what? The visuals were amazing. I love the aesthetic of it. It was
Okay,
really
yeah,
cool.
there's some interesting stuff that they definitely
They
did
did
with
a lot
DMC.
of things outside the box.
For sure.
You are both saying mad shit, and I'm not here for it.
Okay,
You are
listen,
both
listen,
saying mad
listen,
shit.
listen.
Did
What
you
the
play it?
fuck are you guys? Yes,
You're
I have played every Devil May Cry, including DMC, including the ninja bullshit DMC. And I know I sound very Reddit right now, but it was
Why?
average. It was
Explain.
average at best. It was
Azad,
average
you
at
sound
best.
like you're
How
stuck in the
come? It's average at
past.
best.
You're still
It
stuck
was
in
average at best.
2012
How
when the
come?
game came out.
Devil. Okay. Now I'm going to make a counter controversial statement,
Okay.
which is Devil May Cry 4 was better than DMC. Devil May Cry.
Agreed with that. That's not,
Okay.
That's not
But then-
controversial.
but then
That's
how-
fantastic.
Wait, then you're saying
Yeah,
Devil May
but-
Cry 4 is better than Devil May Cry 5 purely by Devil May
No,
Cry.
but no. Devil May Cry 5 trumps both of them.
Yeah,
Devil May Cry 5 was fantastic.
Arguably, but I don't know why I didn't get into it.
I
as
think
much.
maybe
I
it's hard because
finished
you were a
it.
lot younger as a kid, so you like had that nostalgia. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably.
that's so strange. Okay, my issue with DMC, before we just move on to other stuff, but my issue with DMC was not to do with, I know it's a reboot. I know that
Emo
they
Dante.
wanted to took it down interesting. I know the whole, white hair, wig, Dante thing. I don't give a shit about that. That's all fine. That's whatever. That's a funny thing to do. Whatever. I don't give a shit about that. The art style I thought was very cool. That's the one thing I'll give DMC. That art style that Ninja Theory did was very interesting to look at. But it was I don't think it has a patch on original DMC art style in
Did you
terms
not
of
enjoy the gameplay?
the gothic look. The gameplay was okay. Like, it was good. Like, I obviously enjoyed it. It was very hack and slashy. But I think one of the issues is that one of the things that makes DMC so appealing is the way that Dante has multiple weapons and the way that he switches between multiple weapons. Whereas DMC felt very sort of like monotonous in terms of its hack and slash nature. It was exciting and fast paced, but it didn't capture the essence of what it is to be Dante. I know that, again, it's a reboot, so maybe they're taking a different direction. But if I want to play a heavy hack and slash game, I don't just need to play DMC. Like,
I
Speaking
don't know,
of
did
heavy-
the first DMC even have multiple weapons?
well, no, the
remember
first one,
if they
the
did.
first one doesn't. To be fair, I don't think the first one does. But yeah, Adib, what you saying?
Speaking of hack and slash,
Yeah, but by the time, okay, look, but before you talk shit, but by the time you get to 2 and 3, and especially 3, which is heralded as one of the best.
2 was really bad.
2 was bad, but
So
3
3 was fantastic, and it had multiple weapons. Fine.
Yeah, okay, right. So,
Okay.
okay.
I think 3 is the best out of the franchise, but anyways.
yeah,
Fair
I was gonna say in terms of hack and slash, obviously one iconic reboot, sequel, kind of like both, is obviously the new God of War game that you're playing as on,
Yeah.
where it's technically
That's a reboot.
God of War
that's
4.
Yeah.
That's a reboot.
Also,
The reason I like them.
Mortal
much.
Kombat 9.
My favorite Mortal Kombat game. Do you know what? It's all been reboots.
Wait, is Mortal Kombat not a reboot?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It's a reboot
Yeah.
and a sequel, kind of like God of War, but it was also
Yeah.
a reboot in a sense because
Why is it a reboot?
it starts
reset the
off.
timeline.
It resets the timeline, and it's the first game, obviously up. And like the PS2 era of Mortal Kombat was,
It was very scattered,
and then the first like
to say the least.
Xbox, like the PS3 Xbox game that came out with Mortal Kombat versus the DC universe, which had very mixed reviews. The fatalities weren't fatalities.
Do you know what? This is interesting that we're naming so many like reboots because, like, naturally I would have expected to be the best is a remake. Like, so I think part of the reason I'm saying this is because Final Fantasy VII Remake was
Amazing.
outstanding, out of this world. They fucking smashed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had a couple of other, really good examples of remakes, like Halo Master Chief Collection.
Well, that's kind of like a remaster, a remake, and at the same
kind of a
time, right?
combination.
Because you can switch between the original and then
The Crash. I recently played the Crash Insane
Trilogy,
as well.
Spyro
I want to play
Reignited.
that. I want to play
It's
it.
very fun, man. It's very
Definitely,
good.
and
So
the Tony
it looks
Hawks.
good.
You could almost say
Yeah, the Tony Hawks. Yeah.
there's loads of remakes coming out. You could almost say we're in a renaissance of.
Oh, you were waiting.
Uh-huh.
But I think the thing is we're probably early days with remakes because it feels like PS4 era we saw loads of remasters.
Yeah.
There've been remaster after remaster, right? But I think now we're getting into the stage where developers are starting to remake the games.
Yeah.
Which
And
I
that's
respect.
that's
A
different.
lot of remasters you generally see when there's ports, right? When you have one console and it comes to another one, they don't want to like just leave that console behind, right? Leave that game behind, let it dust. They want to make some more money from it, so why not port it over? That's kind of what's happened with a lot of games on the Switch, right? They release a lot of remastered versions, like Devil May Cry 3, for example. Got the remastered version on the Switch. So, yeah, so remasters
the Switch,
alright, because some people like to play old games, just optimized.
I think of all the consoles, the console that's had the most success with the remastering has been the Switch.
For sure.
And and it makes sense because of the fact that a lot of those amazing console games become portable.
Yeah.
Has been a huge pull. So.
And it's got loads of ports from the Wii U because no one bought the Wii U, so they've just remastered all of those games for the Switch. And also, you have like a few more games coming out. So that you had all the Mario games. Unfortunately, the 3D All Stars no longer available.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got it though.
Unfortunately, Mario passed away, so you can't get him anymore.
Well, okay, can someone explain this to me? What happened with this? I
So
don't understand what's happening.
basically, Mario 3D All Stars was a timed release, so it was only available up till the 31st of March.
Yeah.
And it's no longer available for purchase anymore. So a lot of people
that
said
means-
on the joke, "Oh yeah, Mario's dead. Sorry, rest in
okay,
peace,
fine.
Mario."
Okay, fine.
Because it was part of Mario's 35th anniversary, and now we're moving on to the Zelda stuff. So we're getting the Skyward Sword remaster, and I am really hoping for some more Zelda, like Wind Waker HD. That's what I'm hoping out for.
That would be cool.
Okay,
To be fair. That'd be
cool.
cool.
Twilight Princess HD, all those ones, classic.
Twilight Princess. I do want to play that.
What? Okay, here's a question then. Why do we think that these remakes, reboots, remasters? Why do you think they're so popular? Like, because it seems like I don't know. Sometimes it almost feels like these days that developers are coming out with more remakes, reboots, and remasters than there are original games.
Because I think it's a very safe bet.
Yes.
I think the game would immediately get a lot of interest because of people who used to love the game in the past, right? And they want to play it again, but even better, they can fuel the resources without the worry that this might be a bad game. Because I'm like, as long as they stay true to what made the original games really good and the original formula, they can really like pump resources into it quite safely. And I just sort of feel like a lot of people like remakes because it allows them to play their childhood again in like the modern era,
Exactly.
and also allows other people access to it who feel like it's too
Who wouldn't have been
outdated
able to get a
Exactly.
Yeah, was that nostalgia thing, isn't it?
yeah.
And also, because the technology changes so much, it gives them a way to, like, you know, especially with remakes, for example, it allows a lot of people to appreciate what was so good about the first game, what made it so successful, and bring it to a really polished, modern format where the entire gameplay style might change, and a successful one will still get that amazing feeling. And, you know, we could literally talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake as an entire episode as a podcast as to why that's such a successful remake, right?
Definitely.
Let's do it.
In the same way, in the same way, like a lot of remakes, I think the first one that really, really like made people like think, oh shit, okay, was bringing over games from the PS1 era to
Like
PS4, like the Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil. Okay, good.
Resident Evil
We're on the
2
same page.
remake was, I think, one of the best remakes that I've
Need
ever
to play
played.
it.
And
3
honestly,
as well.
could you imagine something like a Metal Gear Solid on the PS1 being remade for like PS5?
Okay. I have a very interesting take on that when we talk about bad remakes. 'Cause
Okay.
that can happen.
That can happen
Like,
too.
okay.
Yeah.
You finish your point though.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people want to see their childhood stuff reimagined. You know, like, you know, you have all those memes of like, oh yeah, here's how I imagined it in my childhood, but here's how it actually is. You know, we can now play those games as we imagined it in our childhood, but like, fully
Just
realized.
before you come on to a point, like it is a risky thing, isn't it? The remake especially is very risky because like
Because there's pressure.
like
There's a
so
lot
for
of
example,
pressure.
like Final Fantasy VII, for example, people have been wanting a remake or a remaster of that decades,
Dangerous.
basically decades.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
And if they fucked it up, it would have been a huge deal. But thankfully, they did incredibly well. And obviously, the other thing that's interesting about the remake, you know, the fact that it's called remake, means that it's going in a slightly different direction. So in some sense, it's almost got like a reboot element to it. But yeah, I mean, it's a big risk strategy.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of companies are jumping on the remake bandwagon. You had Destroy All Humans. You even had a SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. And you've got this
Remake.
upcoming Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, which looked like ass. And which jumps onto Izhar's point.
So when it comes to bad remakes, I feel like there is a good chance that can happen. Now, like you just said, Prince of Persia Sands of Time, amazing game, loved on the PS2. When they released the trailer and I watched it, I was like, wow, they're remastering it. They just made it HD. But then I realized, what? No, this is their attempt at remaking it. 3 generations later, and it looks like the original game.
If your remake
not
looks
worse.
like a remaster, you
That
got
is
problems.
so bad. It's
Yeah.
like how Ubisoft have so much money, right?
Yeah.
What the hell went wrong?
It's,
Well, then, maybe this is the other thing though. Maybe companies are just saying, you know, the other definitional thing is like, oh, we'll just call it a remake, but then they'll be like, it's just remastered.
the
'Cause
remake
like,
looks
just
like a
easier.
remastered PS3 game.
Like what team? What sort of like? They must have like hired like a bunch of interns in their first year of uni and said, okay, make it. And that's
Yeah.
the team that they're working with right now. That's how I feel like what happened, because they put their shittest people into one room and said, all right, you deal with that.
You just make
While
it. Yeah.
we do Assassin's Creed
We
for
just
a minute of time.
we just want to make a bit of money, so just go sort that out.
Literally.
yeah.
I mean-
So that is very.
Yeah,
I'm worried about that because that could have been really sick. Because in fact, they sort of rebooted the franchise on the PS3 with Prince of Persia
Yeah.
as well, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And then that was a good game, but it didn't sell very well because of Assassin's Creed. So internal sort of conflict there. And then now they're trying to do. They're really.
It's
they're really
Ubisoft who
botching
does
it
both
a lot.
Assassin's Creed and Prince of Persia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I've got to say, like, I am like, with the exception of some of Sony's titles, like Last of Us, you know, Ghost of Tsushima is, you know, really promising development in this way. But I'm very worried that, you know, developers are not coming up with new and fresh ideas. And like the only place that we're seeing fresh and new ideas is like indie developers, smaller companies. And I think part of the reason is because if you put a AAA level of dedication to a brand new IP, it can go so wrong. You could have lost all your money.
Yeah.
But it's a shame because developers should take the risk. Like, with Ghost of Tsushima, it paid off. Like, you just even Cyberpunk, right? Brand new IP. They spent so long on it, and first couple of weeks it tanked. So I'm worried that we're not gonna,
it sold a lot, but obviously, like,
well, it sold a lot, but
there was a whole different
though.
reason for its failure.
Yeah,
Financial
they had to sort it out.
success was not a success in terms of reception.
Sales, yeah. Well, that's exactly. So, but this is what I mean. So, like, it's almost like developers are scared to push the boat out and making new.
I don't agree with that either. I
games.
just think that there's loads of games and people are just taking up opportunities. Same way people like make remakes for movies, right? They see an audience, they cash in on it. I think there's always going to be original content.
Name some good IPs, brand new IPs that are basically AAA or like as close to AAA.
That are
as
like
possible.
original.
Yeah, original. Yeah.
Okay.
In the last 3 years.
Okay. In the last 3 years, that's just
Ghost
like
of
name
Tsushima,
games.
I've already named.
You got like
Ghost of Tsushima, I've already named
Returnal.
once.
You got that project.
No, they have to. No, not coming up. Ones that have been released that are good.
In the last 10 years, you said.
Last 3 years.
Last 3 years. Okay.
No, there are quite a few.
You're definitely putting me on the spot. There's loads, dude.
There are quite a few.
See. I don't think. I think the only ones.
like high quality AAA.
Yeah. Like I'm talking like Because no, indie litany, a litany of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But AAA, big production company. I think big companies like Call of Duty. Well, on like the 15 million sequel now. Cold War came out, whatever. So because the thing is, the reason I say this is because think about the creativity that we saw in the PS2 era. I mean, we're going to talk about this in another episode, but
I see
think
what you
about the
mean. So either
creativity.
things are sequels or they're remakes or remasters, and there's not much in the way of.
There's nothing new,
Okay.
fresh. That's my worry.
Fortnite,
That's my issue.
which is the big one, right? It killed, it did massive.
Yeah, okay, fine. Good job on that one. Though that technically came out over
2017.
But
wasn't
also, I mean,
2016.
yeah. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm.
Ghosts of
looking for-
Tsushima,
Yeah, that's the one I named like 5 minutes ago.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice,
Okay, fine. I'll give you that. That's a good one.
Bloodborne. I'm learning Souls.
Okay, now it's just the same
Yeah.
lineage
It's
of
like
games.
same. Now it's just the same game.
Do you know? In fact, I'm trying to think myself. I'm struggling. It's really bad. We shouldn't be struggling to do this.
Yeah, well, there's the thing. I've been thinking about this. I don't think we should be struggling. Whereas if I asked you to name PS2 era originals, we would hammer it out of the park. We would come up with so many.
Probably.
But I don't know.
Okay,
It is a
okay.
worry for me.
Maybe a
It's a
point.
worry for me.
Wait. Let's
Dude, Spider-Man.
jump back to my. Hey.
Spider-Man.
That's a reboot.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's an
but
original
it's
game.
always been a game, but it's not an
It's not,
concept.
but it's not a new concept.
But it's not a new concept.
All right.
like a
Okay.
fresh concept,
Okay.
yeah.
What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a new. I'm looking for like.
That's difficult, no?
Like in the PS2 era,
Wow.
we saw Shadow of the Colossus, we saw Kingdom Hearts, we saw Devil May Cry. All of these big
Death
series got introduced on
Stranding.
PS2.
It's not very.
Okay,
successful, though.
no, I'll give
We'll
you
take
that.
it, we'll take it.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
We're
that.
literally I'm having to resort to Google, but you're right.
We're clutching at straws. We're clutching at straws here. So
Yeah.
basically, what I'm trying to say is, developers, if you're listening to this, dude, just push the boat out. I know it's scary. I know you guys are scared because you're going to put a lot of money into something completely brand new and it's going to flop. Just, you
they
can
got
do it.
Control, Sea of Thieves.
Control is a good one. Control's a good one. That's a good
Believe
one.
in your own source is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, believe in your source, bro.
Developers.
Do you think what this is
Yeah.
they generally start coming out with a franchise early on in the console life cycle, and then they turn those into successes and they just run those into new franchises per
Perhaps.
generation? Because you think about the PS3, you had Uncharted, which turned out to 3 Uncharted games, Infamous,
Yeah.
2 other Infamous games, and a bunch of other ones, right?
Little Big Planet.
Little Big
Tons of
Planet,
full
Little
games,
Big Planet
yeah.
2, and on the Nintendo side,
They're
obviously
trying to
you
create
can have the stuff.
franchises, yeah.
And
not just
with
some game.
with Xbox as well, you had Gears, you had Viva Pinata
Yeah.
and all that,
Even-
and
I mean,
then they
even-
generally
to be
trickle
fair-
in stuff. But yeah,
To be fair, even Nintendo has got a relatively slightly better record than I'd say maybe Xbox of
yeah,
producing new first-party titles. Like Astral Chain was really good, for example.
yeah.
True.
Astral Chain was very good.
However, I think
couple
with
of others.
Nintendo, don't produce as many games.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, Nintendo have got their tried and tested. The whole Nintendo
They're
gaming
known
universe.
for a very specific
Thing. So that's fine. I'm not gonna give them a hard time for it. But definitely like, Sony, Microsoft.
Well, let's quickly go back to my point of bad remakes. I want to talk about the Metal Gear Solid 1 remake. Do you guys know it?
No,
Is that happening?
is it out?
Guys, it came out years ago and it kind of flopped. Basically, Metal Gear Solid 1 was remade on the GameCube, and it was called the Twin Snakes.
Oh yes, I've heard about this. I've heard about this.
So it's
okay.
basically the the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine is what they use, and they remade a Metal Gear 1. Same game, but it lacked a lot of the heart and soul of the first game. Like the voice
Metal Gear
acting
Solid 1
wasn't the
was
same.
so good, man.
Yeah, the voice acting and stuff like that. A lot of it was hit and miss. The atmosphere was off, blah, blah, blah. That was known as not a very good remake. People say play the original game because it's way better than the remake that came out on the GameCube. There was a remake for it, and it didn't work out. But this is like a really...
That's interesting.
Before remakes were like a massive thing.
Yeah.
Very interesting, right?
That's it. This is the thing. It's
Yeah,
like it's a risky business going into it. But it's weird. It's like both at the same time. It's like we made the argument earlier of tried and tested.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a safe bet. But then at other times, if it goes bad, you've really sullied your name. Like you've really,
I think we
fuck
should
this up.
remake FIFA and start from FIFA 1. Can you imagine?
That's good.
FIFA.
I think this brings us on to remakes,
Call
reboots,
it
and remasters
FIFA.
we'd like to see. So, what are the remakes, reboots, and remasters we'd like to see now?
FIFA.
So, FIFA. Let's remake FIFA.
Let's remake FIFA.
With,
guys.
Call
with
it
Alex
FIFA.
Hunter or whatever his
FIFA.
name is.
FIFA.
FIFA.
FIFA, the
yeah.
football simulator.
But it has to be pronounced like that. There's no acronym. FIFA.
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 Okay, we'll remake every FIFA ever.
Yeah, we'll start from the
They
beginning.
should call it.
Yeah, why
They
not?
should call it FIFA 2022 or FIFA 22.
2022.
Yes,
20.
very good.
Technically,
22.
every FIFA game is almost a remake. No, it's not. Some of them are literally just the same game.
It's all DLC.
Yeah, so all
DLC.
FIFAs at this
but
point. are
change
DLC.
out the
Full price
entire
DLC.
engine. Just make it a different game. We should reboot FIFA, and just
Okay.
Do you know what
football,
I love? Their marketing is fantastic.
Yeah,
they make
yeah.
it seem like they do so much, but you play it, it's the same shit.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of football games, though,
Yeah.
there is one particular game that I would love to see a remake or a remaster of.
Monkey Football from Ape Escape 2.
Close enough. Mario Strikers Charged.
Oh my god, yes.
Bro, Mario Strikers was
Mario
a sick
Strikers.
game.
Yeah, that was sick.
That would
was
be
sick.
good.
was
That
sick.
would be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd
Mario
be a good one to
Strikers would
bring
be
back.
really
I rate
good.
that.
I would
That'd be a great one
love
to
to
bring
see more Infamous.
So would I. Yeah, they
Nah. Remake Infamous. What the hell?
Yeah.
Sucker Punch. Come
do you-
on.
do you know
You're
what
not
the thing
doing
is?
Ghosts anymore.
Do you know what it is? The PS4 version of Infamous was good. Like there was the new
good.
character.
It
and
looked visually amazing.
visually beautiful. Oh, spectacular.
Fantastic. Yeah.
But there was something really engaging about the original two games on
the storyline.
PS3.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
storyline was just so good. Yeah. It was
and
so good.
the dystopian sort of like
I wrote about
anarchic society.
I wrote about the ending of Infamous 2 in one of my philosophy papers at uni.
Wow.
That's how
really?
good it was. Yeah.
Wow.
And I got a first on that paper as well.
Hey.
I love the
nice
whole
flex.
morality stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it was so fresh. That was a fresh idea. The whole morality system and how much that can
Yeah,
affect
yeah.
your gameplay and the story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And the world around you too, right? It's awesome. There's only one game that kind of did something for me in that regards, and that was Dishonored, the series. But obviously, Infamous, big open world game. Could you imagine? Because I went to see a video of like early Infamous gameplay. It doesn't look great, guys. It does not hold up
I agree.
at all.
It was a PS3,
Dude, it was like
PS3 was great.
720p.
Early
It's
PS3.
pixelated as hell.
Yeah.
But could
But it
you
was great. It
imagine
was great
that
to
as
play
a
then.
remake? Oh my god, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would
to
be-
see.
I'll blow my tits
for
off,
sure.
dude.
So good.
And like using the controller with like the DualSense. Could you imagine with like Cole McGrath's powers and
It'd
stuff?
be
That'd
so
be
good.
amazing.
Oh my god, it'd be so
My
good.
nipples are hard just
Thinking about it. So Infamous, Mario Strikers, those are good ones. Any Xbox games we'd like to see remade? But there wasn't there the
I've never been
Fable?
Xbox story,
Fable
but-
Fable
series.
deserves a remake.
Fable would be good. Fable would be good as a remake.
I have a friend, so I have a friend where his older
You have a
brother
friend?
loves. Yeah, I have a friend. Oh my god, I know new news. But no, he loves a Fable. He kept on talking about it when I met him. He's like, "Oh, play Fable. It's like the best. The story was like amazing. Like the choices you make." And then I never really heard of it again after that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, the Fable games were pretty good. There was one game that I used to absolutely love on Xbox,
Yeah.
but it just never really got a seeing into afterwards.
Yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's definitely not going to happen. It wasn't popular enough. But I just think that, I don't know, it
It's
doesn't
edgy.
feel like Shadow has been explored enough in the Sonic series.
Yeah, I feel like he's just sort of there as edgy Sonic, but
There's like a whole meme about the fact that Shadow's allowed to swear, but Sonic isn't.
yeah. But you know what? I feel like Sonic is a franchise. It's really hard, and they have been rebooting and doing a lot to it. So
Yeah,
they
it's
need
like-
to sort of fix their
s-
own franchise first before
Yeah,
moving
that's
on
true.
to the spin-offs.
That's the thing. Sonic is a really tricky series as a whole to get right. Because it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
it came out as a Mario competitor, and it
it's
did
almost
really
like
well.
it's
and
almost
then
like
fell off.
it kind of peaked at Mega Drive. Like
It peaked on 2D, and then
Yeah.
as soon as 3D came out, it couldn't really hold up.
it couldn't
Yeah,
hold
because
up.
like
Yeah.
there's only so much we can do with the concept of facing a hedgehog, where the entire game is literally just trying to emulate like a roller coaster, but a platformer.
It did.
Right?
I tell you what, it does well on. It does well on mobile.
Really?
Mobile gaming is gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'll
But
take that.
It's not. No, it's-
We just have a whole podcast on mobile games.
don't
Oh,
you
God,
guys
I would
have phones?
hate that. I would fucking hate that so
Sorry?
much. I know I
Why?
sound like, and again, I know there's a second time today I sound like a Redditor, but mobile gaming is not gaming. If you play mobile games exclusively,
I just
they're
don't
all-
like the microtransaction-y, like really
you guys
predatory
remember the,
elements of the game. And you know, like I like to have charge on my phone. What if I need to call someone and then because I've been playing too much mobile games, I die, get killed because I
I
couldn't.
remember the Xperia phone, the Sony Xperia. That was also a console. Like you could like flip
Yeah,
it
yeah.
up.
Oh,
and it
was
had,
that the
like,
Nokia
games on it.
N-Gage? Or no?
No,
No, it's
I
like an
literally just
Xperia.
said a Sony Xperia.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
The-
yeah.
They're a bit like a pre-switch.
Yeah. It was a cool concept.
Yeah.
My cousin had that. It was really cool. I
Okay,
could play
any
it.
final remakes or remake?
Oh yes, Ape Escape.
Ah,
Ape Escape
yes.
would be
We
good.
love-
Oh,
Ape Escape
that
on
reminds
PS1.
me, Lemmings. Do you remember Lemmings on PSP? There are a couple of
Yes, I did play
PSP games
that.
I'd like to see brought to Thing, actually, because they did it with Dissidia, but they fucked it up.
Tekken Bowling.
Was that a game?
No, it was a mini game.
No, it was a mini game on Tekken,
Tekken
Dark
Dark
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Yes, I remember.
okay.
Dead.
Those are good.
Dead or Alive Extreme Beach
Extreme
Volleyball.
Beach
Beach volleyball.
Volleyball.
Yes. Come on.
That game was so.
Come on.
I didn't play it, but I watched
Ah.
Game Grumps play it, and it was so entertaining.
It's actually it was stupidly fun, man.
And you like when you're not playing volleyball, you're gambling.
Yeah.
It's like
It's great. It's so good. So good, man.
oh my
Okay,
God.
final one for the hat. I think a game that needs a remaster without a shadow of a doubt
Yeah.
is GTA 4. And I do not
GTA 4 is better
understand.
than
Nah, remake.
Fact.
Remake
GTA 4
GTA
is
4.
incredible.
Or
No, it
remake
doesn't-
San Andreas could do it with a remake.
No, screw San GTA 4 underrated.
GTA 4 is so underrated. It's
Yeah,
insane. It was
agree.
such a good game. The story was incredible. It had. Do you know what it had? GTA 4, obviously, because I know it was based in Liberty City, but it had the energy of GTA 3, the sort of dark kind of,
Yes.
sadness of it, but combined with just incredible gameplay. And it introduced so many.
The story was
exciting elements.
amazing. The
Yeah.
characters. Do you remember the Easter egg where if you fly to the Statue of Liberty
Yeah.
and crash your plane and get off just on the top
Yes,
where the
you
crown
get
is,
into the heart.
there's a secret door and there's a living beating heart there.
Yeah.
So cool, so random.
Amazing.
What the hell?
Oh, I
GTA
love
I
Easter
love
eggs
that.
in those
Do you
games.
remember that?
GTA 4 is definitely the biggest game in my view that needs a remaster.
I think it just needs a remaster or a remake or
remake.
anything.
Something.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Needs
yeah.
something.
that would be
I
Right,
good.
agree
well,
with that.
We've obviously come up with lots of ideas for
Yeah.
things that we think should be.
I would
remade,
also
reboot,
love
remastered.
to really shout out the modding community as well.
Yes,
A
that's
lot
good
of
point.
people literally took the games into their own hands. For example, some people remade the first Half-Life and then they made a game called Black Mesa they're remaking like all of the Elder Scroll games, like Morrowind and Oblivion, using the Skyrim engine. Like they're making Skywind and Sky Oblivion,
Yes,
and they're doing
yes,
it for
yes.
free. So like
Yeah.
a lot of
Crazy.
people that want to see it, they're dedicated enough. They literally are making it themselves sometimes as well.
Yeah, do you know what? And to be
Just
fair,
goes to
like,
show
so
like how dedicated the communities are.
the modding community has helped. Like, for example, like one of my favorite modding games is Clone Hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just the equivalent of Guitar Hero, the same
Yeah.
quality of Guitar Hero,
Yeah.
but with an innumerable number of songs. So again, yeah, big shout out to the modding community
Yeah.
on that one.
Innumerable.
Awesome. Like they also
Yeah,
had like
But
yeah.
I think this brings us to my challenge for this week,
Okay, let's
which
hear it.
is we've all talked about remakes, reboots, and remasters,
Uh-huh.
and I want to see if you guys can pitch your best remake, reboot, or a remaster.
Bring out the wheel.
Bring out
Okay.
the wheel.
Bring out the
We
wheel.
can't even,
Yes.
we
The
can't
wheel.
even pitch it.
It's coming back. The wheel is coming back.
Okay.
So let's get this going. Right, I'm going to share my screen as always. And you're going to take a look at what we've got here. So let's take a look at this.
Let's go.
Right.
Okay.
So you've got 3 wheels, chaps. Okay. So there'll be 3
Yes.
wheels. The first wheel says either reboot, remake, or remaster.
Yeah.
The second wheel will be a genre pick, and the third wheel will be a wild card. So there might be something that's going to make it interesting. And how are we going to play this? So we'll probably do. Well, I mean, naturally, what's going to happen is I'm going to get you and Adib to go against each other, and then I'm going to want to have a go.
Yeah, let's just do all three of
So,
it. Last time.
Let's just accept that.
yeah.
Yeah, let's just accept. And then, how about this, listeners and viewers? If you're listening in, leave us a comment and let us know who you think has got the best one.
I
Okay?
don't mind impartially voting. If I didn't like my idea, I vote for mine. How's that? How about
Okay.
that?
Sure.
I'm honest like that, you know.
You'll be honest. Okay, fine.
Okay, let's go
All
for it.
right. So, Adib, since you're so honest, why don't you go first?
Sure,
Okay?
sure. Spin the wheel.
Honesty.
Spin the wheel.
Okay, let's spin the wheel. Right.
Okay.
Let's go. Wheel spinning. Oh, you got a
Yes!
remake.
Cheeky.
Big fan of
Okay.
remakes. Let's go.
Okay, good. So you're going to remake a game. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the next wheel is a genre, and we've got a couple of options here. You can pick any game from within that genre, okay? And we have to
Sure.
agree that that's a game from that genre, okay? So, let's take a look. Bearing in mind, I did offer you before the podcast to take out racing. So if you get racing again, it is not my fault, Adib, okay?
Okay.
Racing.
Mine's about racing. Oh, it's so close.
Oh,
That is
so
so
happy.
close.
There was one
Okay.
game that I would have done, but yeah.
Okay,
For
he's
racing.
going to be happy about that because he loves platformers. Okay, fine. And the wild card, time for the wild card. Okay, your game, regardless of how you pitch it, has to include the following thing. Okay, there's a couple of options.
Yeah.
Let's see what you get.
Oh my god. Yes.
Bethesda.
Okay.
Okay.
This
I've
is-
got
this
it.
is pretty
Made by
much it.
Bethesda using
So-
the Skyrim engine.
It has to be a
That is the
platform.
wild card.
No, but it's a platformer.
Yeah. That's
so
fine.
You have to.
Let's go.
So you have to make a remake a platformer game
Using the Skyrim engine.
using the Skyrim engine. Okay.
I'm pretty sure you
And-
can make a platform with the Skyrim engine. You know what? This is actually great. I have an idea already. I am ready. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, I'm going to give you 90 seconds.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Pitch your game.
All right. I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite platformers of all time. It's an indie game, legendary game called Shovel Knight. Right?
Ah, okay.
And this is a remake of the Shovel Knight game, a reboot, remake, whatever you call it, but it is
It has to be a
reimagined
remake.
in full 3D in the style of like a Mario 64 or like, you know, a platformer, an open world platform adventure game in the Skyrim engine in HD. And that is an idea because you can maneuver and go around the land, defeat the bad guys, and it's open world like Skyrim is, and it's got all the platformer elements of Shovel Knight with all kinds of like hidden features and loot to get and upgrades in the style of a sort of mini RPG, but it's also a platformer, and you can use that to get to new places and defeat bad guys.
Okay, I'm going to push you on this. Okay. I mean, you've still got 25 seconds.
Yes.
Anything to add or? add?
Yeah, because obviously you have like different armor sets and all that kind of stuff. Different bad guys, different areas you can explore, different worlds, fast travel. Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that being fun.
Cool. All right, that's roughly your time. I just want I want to push you on this. So, in what way is it a platformer if it's open world? Like, where does the platform thing come in?
Yeah, it can be an open world platform. A platform means jumping on platforms and stuff, right?
Okay, so you're thinking like Mario 64.
Yeah, but open
it's-
world. So like, there's no distinction between like levels. It's all.
Have we ever? We have had that. Look at Dying Light. That was a game.
Yeah.
Was that like that?
It was like Mirror's Edge, wasn't it? But it was like.
Or
on
more
open
recently,
world.
you
I
have
think it's very
Bowser's
possible.
Fury, which is just one giant level, right? Because
Yeah,
you imagine the entire like game is just one open world. So something like Breath of the Wild, but with platform elements, as opposed to just like
Okay, yeah, okay,
traversal.
fine.
Okay, I respect that.
Do you know what? Yeah, okay.
Sounds
Do you
like
know what?
fun.
I think that's the first time, Adib, you've come up with a good idea, actually.
First good idea from a
That's
dude.
the first one. Yeah, okay. Do you know what?
Yeah.
That went your way, and that was good. Well done. Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Alright, give me it. Let's see.
All right, let's see. Let's
I'm
see what you
ready.
come up with this. Okay. Right. Ready?
I'm trying to think of. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to really let the juices flow for
Okay.
this one.
So options are remake,
Hmm.
remaster, reboot. Let's see. In fact, if you get remake, I'm going to spin again because I want to see something different.
Nah,
Wow,
remake
okay.
can still happen. Just do
Nah.
whatever.
All right,
I
fine,
can remake
fine,
anything
fine,
I
fine.
want, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. I'll be nice. I'll be nice.
Because there's only 3 options at that point. Then you'd have to do the third.
Reboot.
There you go.
You got your
Reboot.
favorite. You got your one.
I got my
Hey.
favorite
Okay.
reboot.
So you got the one that you wanted. Okay. So there we
Okay.
go. Okay. Right now, genre.
It's annoying you didn't put FIFA on this.
Okay, very difficult.
Horror.
It's so difficult. I haven't played many horror games, but yeah, sure.
Dude, that's an easy one already.
Okay. A horror reboot,
Silent Hills.
But-
Cry.
but
I was actually thinking about that. Thank you
Okay,
for
let's-
ruining my idea.
okay. Let's think about let's think about the
But what's
wild
the
card
wild
though.
card? That's going to change a lot. Shut. Okay.
No,
I already
no.
have it. I already have
This
it.
is
I
actually
already have the
sick.
idea. I already have the
This is
idea.
such a
It's a
I already have the
mobile
idea.
You can do some
I already have the idea.
amazing stuff with it.
It's a mobile game.
Let's go for it, bro. Let's go
Nah,
for it. I'm ready.
nah.
I'm
I
ready
think
for it,
horror
bro.
You're ready?
mobile games are
I'm
some
ready
of the
for it.
best
Okay.
Yeah,
ones.
I'm
So a
ready for it.
horror reboot game that's a mobile game.
Yep.
Yeah.
This better be fucking fantastic.
Let's
you
go.
are speaking with chest right now.
It's
You are
easy,
so
bro.
confident. Okay,
It's
fine.
so easy.
All right, fine. All right, your time starts now. Go.
Okay, the aforementioned Silent Hills with an S, you guys know what that is. That was actually arguably a reboot. We don't really know what it was because it got canned by Konami. But yes, so we have the reboot of Silent Hills, which would be a continuation of the same game that we had, which was the the one with the hallway. But what it is, right, it's the exact same thing, pretty much, right? Except it's extended. The story is expanded upon, right? And you have like a different levels of very nature. But the big kicker is it's a mobile game. How do you do mobile? Oh wait, you guys have all seen like the Samsung VR stuff where you put it in like a little cardboard or whatever, right? Each copy of this game comes with that, right? So it's a VR game that you play with your phone. You put it in there, you put the glasses in, and you're playing the Silent Hills PT demo reboot, right? Completely in VR. You're doing
Headphones
that.
on. Immersive.
Headphones on. Scaring yourself shitless. Anyone can play it. They all have phones, right? And you look around, you move around, you do all of that.
15
and
seconds.
you are scared and you are immersed and you're having a damn good time. That is my idea.
You massively fucking cheated.
Why?
That's not. You can't just be like, oh, it's a mobile game where you put it into a VR headset and it's basically a VR game.
Yeah.
That's a mobile game.
That's a
You
mobile
know, you
game.
just
That's a mobile
but that's
game.
okay. That's not the kind of mobile game I was thinking though. Was
Doesn't matter, dude. It's a mobile game.
Mobile game, yeah.
This-
That's a mobile
yes.
game.
That is such a cop out.
Bro,
it's not.
mobile games
An
have
insane
come out.
cop- That's
Pokemon
an
Go
insane
is a
cop-out.
mobile game, and it's
No, but
got
okay,
augmented
you can play-
reality components to it.
Okay, but so
Okay, fine. We're
Okay,
gonna
will
do
the
Doki
game-
Doki
will-
Literature Club, right? On the mobile, where it's all
Will-
8-bit, and
will
then
the
it's
game-
actually really scary, but it's also temple run. That's my idea.
but it's also but okay, what I'm saying is will your Silent Hill game also run irrespective
No.
of the VR.
Yeah.
So then the hell
No.
is that a mobile game?
It's a mobile
Because
game, dude. Have you
it's
not
a
heard
mo-
of
it-
Google Cardboard?
Samsung
you
knows
guys.
that thing.
Fuck
Yeah.
you guys.
What do you? That's a mobile game.
That's a
you-
mobile game.
You guys are cheating my fucking
Also,
game.
Doki
That's
Doki.
not cheating, dude.
Literature
It's
run.
on a mobile and it's a game. It's a mobile
And every time
game.
you die, you get jump scared.
I like the
Absolutely
idea. I like the
insane.
idea. I don't
I
think it's
just-
cheating.
You just like the idea because it's Silent Hill.
No,
'cause you
Look,
are-
listen. I think he was gonna go the same direction I would have gone because I was thinking of using augmented reality and like having
Yeah,
it be like an
yeah.
immersive experience. I would have done like I would have
Like Fatal Frame.
Fatal
Oh,
Frame
that would have been a sick
as an
idea.
AR,
Yo,
AR game. Could you
That would have
imagine?
been sick. Yeah, that would have been sick.
Or like
Pokemon
Slender.
Go, but
Do you remember watching Marble Hornets?
Slender.
On YouTube, the Slender Man like
Nah.
YouTube series. Imagine that you literally the game encourage you to like go out in the middle of a forest and play the game with headphones on, or like explore your room when it's dark and shoot like ghosts or something like that.
See that? Okay, along that line, that would have been sick.
It's
That
the
would have been
same
really cool.
thing, but with VR though,
Pokemon
isn't it?
Go-
Like
no,
just,
no.
you
A
just cha-
Pokemon Go style horror game would have been fucking amazing. That would have been so
You're just
good.
annoyed because it's not like freaking Candy Crush horror.
Yeah, you probably thought you
That's what
screwed
you were
him with the
thinking.
game, but
your little peanut brain was stuck in 2008.
VR. No, but okay, right. I'm gonna drop this. 'Cause-
And
yeah.
let's see what you can do, big man.
Watch.
We all know you
Mine-
want to try.
Mine's gonna be sick.
Go on,
Trust
let's
me.
see it. Go
Mine's
for
gonna
it.
be. Mine's
Spin
gonna be.
the wheel.
Mine's gonna trump you guys. Okay, come. Let's
Spin the
go.
wheel.
Let's go. Right. Let's go. And I've got reboot as well.
Do it.
Okay.
Go on, we're gonna reboot, huh?
Come.
featuring
Watch me reboot the shit out of this. Okay. Right.
Go on.
All right. Our genre. Please don't give me fucking racing.
You got racing.
yes,
Woo!
yes.
There's one game that I'm not gonna
Is
tell
up,
you, but
is
I
up.
think it'll
Quick,
be sick.
quick heads up. I clapped a bunch of times, so the editing's gonna look real dodgy because there'll be loads of spikes.
Nah,
just a heads up.
it's at the end anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay. Right. Let's see the wild card.
Why is one empty? Go on then, Azana. What is it? Gonna smash this reboot.
Alex Hunter from the FIFA 17 journey mode.
Reboot. Go for it.
So reboot of
fantastic. Of FIFA, the game that's
reboot
unreal.
of a racing game, but it's
racing
got
game.
Alex Hunter from the FIFA
yeah,
17
racing.
journey mode. So it's the journey mode from FIFA as a I don't know. You take it however you want. You interpret it however you want.
Okay, let's go. Oh yes,
Set
I'm
the
ready.
timer out.
Let's go. Let's get it. Okay.
Okay.
I am going to be rebooting Rocket League. Yes, you didn't see that coming. You didn't see that coming, did you?
I'll
didn't see that
take
coming.
it because they're
Okay.
cars. But
Okay, it's cars. Okay,
Yeah.
but it's got like a more of a racing element to it. Okay, and also what we start to see in this Rocket League game is more of the characters behind the actual driving. Okay, we see the characters behind the driving. Okay, and what ends up happening is there'll be a story mode in which retired players. What happens is the story is set. It is like modern day, but basically, it's basically a new company that takes over
I see where it's
retired players. Okay, so players who have retired from the game, and then they takes them into this racing league.
going.
Okay, but it's like this racing football league, right? That's the exciting part. And of course, who do we see who's now retired by this point? Alex Hunter from FIFA 17's Journey mode, and you also get to see all of the other top players who've been retired. Players like Roy Keane, Thierry Henry, Ruud van Nistelrooy, some of the best players. Okay, Maradona. Oh no, maybe not. He's dead. You know, other.
He could be like the final boss
It's
fight.
a video
he could be
game.
in
It's
the
fine. It's fictional.
He could
Yeah.
be. Yeah, he could be in the game. Exactly. Right.
Pele from yes.
Pele.
Yeah.
Pele from the Devil May Cry series.
Okay.
That's my time.
Okay, that was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
good.
Do you know what?
You saved it there.
You
You thought-
I
you
turned that
smashed
around.
You smashed that.
You definitely turned
smashed
out
that.
right. Everyone's a winner. I think.
I didn't. I
liked
didn't
everyone's
think you'd
equally.
be able to do that. I think they're all good. I particularly liked my a cheat cop out because I'd love to.
No,
thank
it's
you for
not a
admitting
cheat.
it.
I
He
stand
admitted
by
it. He
that. I
admitted
think
it.
yours
He
was a good
He
idea.
admitted it.
No.
He admitted it.
I disagree.
But I gave an alternative, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah,
versus Temple
Doki
Run.
Doki Literature Club Temple Run is
Mate,
my
I
winner.
gave an alternative as well. I like my alternative more.
I know. Okay, I'd say yours. Yeah, I think yours is the one that's the most marketable. like the one that makes the most sense from a marketing. Like,
You know, what would be a
it's
really
doable.
sick idea
What?
if they made a Fatal Frame live maze, like a horror game, and before you
Yeah,
jump
I was
in, you
thinking.
download the
That'd
app
be good.
and you basically play Fatal Frame on your phone, but also ghosts jump out at you in real life and in the game. Could you imagine how sick that would be?
That would be
That'd be good,
sick.
that'd be good.
Yo, pitch it, quick.
Well, look, developers, we know that you're listening because our podcast is one of the
If
most
Thor
popular
Parks open up,
podcasts,
Yeah.
Let's
one of the most popular podcasts. So, developers, if you're listening, make sure you listen to our fantastic ideas because we're going to make you a lot of money. As we say on the podcast most weeks, we always make, we're just giving out free information, man.
Yeah.
Like, this podcast is a goldmine.
I'm telling you, that
But I think-
Kellogg's fighting game got to be done.
Oh, yeah, the Kellogg's fighting game has to be done.
Battle Boy.
I think that brings us to our final question, though,
Yes.
which is, have developers run out of ideas?
No, because they've got us.
Good
answer.
They've got the internet comment section and YouTube telling them what to do.
Oh my god, I'm dizzy from laughing too hard. Oh my god. Okay, we're going to end the podcast there. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.